Today we will compare the weapons of nobles from different eras, the sword and the rapier. We will examine their history, define the main differences between them, and of course draw conclusions. Let's begin with the sword. This weapon first appeared in the Bronze Age. It was used both on the battlefield and for personal protection for many centuries. There are many types of swords: straight European blades, curved sabers, and Japanese katanas. But for this comparison, the most appropriate example is the European one-handed sword. The blade of a sword is significantly thicker than that of a rapier, and the center of gravity lies closer to the middle, allowing powerful strikes. The sword is versatile and was used in battles to break shields and light armor, tasks for which a rapier would be useless. Using a sword requires strength and endurance, with technique based on coordinated movement of the body and legs. The blade materials, iron and high-carbon steel, ensured durability and a high cost. From the standpoint of biomechanics, sword strikes develop the muscles of the arms, back and shoulders. The striking speed is moderate, but the kinetic energy is high, making the sword destructive and effective against armor. The sword also allowed combinations of strikes and blocks, making it flexible in combat. Sword blows generate a noticeable kinetic wave strong enough to break wooden shields. The rapier appeared much later in Europe, in the early 16th century, and its name comes from the Spanish espada rapera, which means dress sword or ceremonial sword. Its creation was associated with the development of cities and the growth of the civilian population. As large-scale battles became less frequent and personal conflicts increased, there arose a need for a light and maneuverable weapon suitable for duels in urban environments. The rapier was designed for duels between nobles and fencers, where precision and speed, rather than force of impact, were crucial. The first rapiers had fairly broad blades and were used both for thrusting and partially for cutting. By the end of the 16th century, the rapier had acquired its characteristic narrow and long blade designed exclusively for thrusting. The main centers of rapier production were Spain, Italy, and France. Italian craftsmen focused on the weapon's lightness and elegance, often combining it with artistic decoration. Spanish rapiers were renowned for the strength and balance of their blades, which made it possible to deliver a series of quick attacks. French fencing schools popularized techniques based on precise thrusts, where speed and reaction were decisive factors. The rapier became a symbol of duels and cultural status. Owning one was considered a sign of education and self-control. The rapier gradually displaced heavier swords in urban duels, although in warfare it still remained an auxiliary weapon. Its use spread throughout Europe, from Spain to Germany and England. The rapier became an essential attribute of young nobles and fencers. The history of the rapier shows that weapons are created to meet specific social and combat needs. The rapier's blade is always straight and narrow, light and flexible, providing high thrusting speed. The blade is only a few millimeters thick, and the center of gravity is shifted toward the hilt for better maneuverability. The hilt with a protective guard allows quick movements and protects the hand. Often the guard enclosed the entire hand and could even serve as a knuckle weapon. Cutting strikes are practically impossible with a rapier. The speed of a rapier thrust can reach 10 meters per second, making it effective in duels. Its striking power is low, and armor is almost always impervious to it. A rapier could fail to pierce even thick leather gloves. The rapier was used in urban duels where space was limited and combat required skill and agility. Its blade material made it flexible but less durable than a sword. Fencing schools taught evasions, feints, and series of precise thrusts. The rapier had far fewer capabilities than the sword, as it could neither cut nor deliver strong blows. Roles and principles of combat. The sword is effective in force-based combat and large-scale battles. In terms of materials, the sword is more durable and long-lasting. The rapier is light and flexible. The choice depends on the situation. In urban conditions, the sword is heavy and inconvenient, whereas the rapier is ideal for self-defense against one or several opponents. Thus, the rapier can be seen as a logical stage in the evolution of the sword, even though it is inferior in some aspects. That's all for now. I'll be happy if you leave a like. See you next time.